Hello my dear learners, hope you're ready for another IELTS Writing Task 2 lesson. Today we are going to look at organizing paragraphs for coherence and cohesion, particularly in your opinion essays. So let's look at the learning outcomes. By the end of this video, you will have understood how to organize body paragraphs based on your plan and essay introduction. Just to tell you, this video is going to be a continuation from our last video, which looked into generating ideas based on your opinion essays and making a structured plan and introduction. So we are just going to follow it up in this with populating our body paragraphs and conclusion. We'll also learn the importance of topic sentences for coherence and cohesion. And you will have known how to restate your position, that is your view, your opinion and key points in your conclusion. So if you haven't already watched my last video, it's going to be a good idea to do that. This video will make a little more sense if you have watched my earlier video. The link of which I will add in the description, and you will also most probably see the link on the card on the top of the video. So without further delay, let's get into the main part, which is sequencing our body paragraphs in opinion essays. Just to add, this is the exact same questions which we addressed in the last video. Some people believe that unpaid community service should be a compulsory part of high school programs. For example, working for a charity, improving the neighborhood, or teaching sports to younger children. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So it's a clearly agree-disagree kind of a task. It's asking you to take a position on a suggestion which they give. What's their suggestion? They suggest that the community service or voluntary service should be added as a compulsory part of all high school courses. Do you agree or disagree, and to what extent? So how much or how far do you agree with the solution which they have provided to us? And in the last video, we generated a lot of ideas, and based on those ideas, we came out with a structured plan. And this plan, if you really go into the initial part of my plan, you will know my position. That is, I completely agree a community service should be part of high school course syllabus. It may be my real life opinion, it may not, but I can talk about it more. So I will choose that for my IELTS essay. That's the idea. And based on this plan, we prepared a good introduction which will have 3 sentences. If you want to know more details about how I made this detailed plan and how I build the introduction paragraph based on my plan, it's a good idea to watch my previous video, the link of which you will see on the top of my video. Or I'll also add the link in the description for you to see. So just watch that video, get to know how everything was done, ideas were generated, and the plan was put into place before making a good introduction paragraph. So by the introduction, the second sentence of my introduction again is a thesis statement which clearly states my position. I completely lend my support to this idea owing to the lasting benefits learners can derive from this approach. It clearly states that I am in complete agreement or completely in favor of the idea suggested in the question. And then I give the outline points that in this essay I shed light on how volunteering can help pupils gain invaluable life skills, point number 1, and improve their future prospects. So that was done in the previous video. We will continue from here on and try to build our body paragraphs depending on the plan that we have. So we'll resort always to the plan to prepare everything everything that goes into our essay, including the body paragraphs as well as the conclusion. Now you see 2 topic sentences. One is T1. The other is T2. I just want you to read both of it. Pause the video if you like. Read both and tell me which is the most logical topic statement for body paragraph number 1 that should follow the introduction paragraph? Is it T1 or is it T2? Pause the video if you like, but I won't pause for long because to keep the video short and concise. Hopefully you might have tried and you got the same answer as I have, which is T2. So T2 logically follows the introduction because T1 starts with a marker which is furthermore. Now we need to have something to use the marker furthermore. Furthermore is just an extension marker. So in addition to some things which I have discussed, these are the things I want you to know. So that's what furthermore or in addition to, additionally, all these markers are used. So it cannot be furthermore. Hence, the correct answer here is engaging in community service can develop skills that are needed to deal effectively with the challenges of everyday life at work and in personal relationships. And even if you resort to the plan that we have, the idea, the controlling central idea in bold in the plan topic paragraph number 1, body paragraph number 1 matches the topic statement T2. Yeah, good. So here we have the two topic statements for our two main body paragraphs. So the two middle paragraphs. Let's focus one by one. Let's start with a body paragraph number 1 and just try to dissect that a little more in detail and build the paragraph one by one. Okay, now what you see is I have the part of the plan, but only for body paragraph number 1. And I have my topic statement for that paragraph. And you see statement number A, label B, C and D. So there are 4 separate sentences other than the topic statement. I want you to read all the 4 and try to order only those 4 which will logically follow the topic statement. Yeah, so try to reorder the statements A, B, C and D in a way that all the sentences together make a coherent paragraph. And you always have the plan to resort to order the statements. So you have the plan on the top. Just try to match the sentence with the part of the plan or each bullet point in the plan, and it should fall into place. Hopefully you have tried and you might have got the same answer as mine, which is this. So after the topic statement, we have sentence label C, which is nothing but an extension of the topic statement. As students are required to work with people from diverse cultural and economic backgrounds, it would allow them to enhance their problem solving, teamwork and decision making abilities, which would less likely be the case in the classroom. So it's doing nothing but explaining the topic sentence in a little more detail. Yeah, and then follows B. These skills could also prove beneficial for their professional life after education. So what do you mean by these skills? It's nothing but it's referring back to problem solving, teamwork and decision making abilities. Those skills that I am referring in the next sentence. Then sentence label A. In addition, participants would become culturally sensitive and develop empathy for those they are serving. So here it's starting to talk about, how it could develop skills which would be better for your personal relationships. You would be more culturally sensitive and you would be more empathetic towards the needs of the people who you are working with or who you are serving. And the last sentence is nothing but it ends with an example from real life or anecdote from real life supporting directly the point that I am trying to make in all the previous part of the paragraph. So as a case in point, I had spent 8 months as an English teaching volunteer serving the underprivileged, and this helped me dispel stereotypes about their everyday struggles. So it's ending with a personal anecdote. Since this is a semi-academic essay, you could use your personal examples. No need to always quote something from real life or some surveys and things like that. You could give an example from your real life. That's allowed in your IELTS writing task 2. Both general as well as academic. Yeah? Now that's body paragraph number 1 put all together. Just take your time, read it, and how the following sentences relate or associate directly with the topic statement to make it a coherent sentence. Yeah? So I won't wait for long. If you want, you can pause. I will move on with our body paragraph number 2. Now, okay, let's talk a little more in detail about body paragraph number 1. If you see the topics, everything highlighted in yellow are the key phrases of the topic statement. So develop skills, deal effectively with challenges, everyday life, at work. And the sentences which follow the topic sentence in black are nothing but they are talking about how the skills can be developed if you engage in community service to prepare you for excellence at work. So that's what the explanation is. So everything is being tied with a single thread, and that's what it means, coherence. Now let's talk about a different part of the same topic statement. So the first part was skills needed to deal effectively with challenges at work. Now what you see highlighted is skills needed to deal effectively with challenges in personal relationships, which the black part of the sentence is trying to connect or associate with. So it would make more culturally sensitive and develop empathy for those they are serving. So naturally speaking, if you're more culturally sensitive of the backgrounds and traditions of other people, you tend to become good or tend to build rapport with people from diverse socioeconomic backgrounds. So you would eventually become well in your personal relationships. Yeah? So that's the second part of the same body paragraph. One is talking about how community service develops skills to help you at work, and the other part is talking about how it helps you in personal relationships. So what this means is, now we have to focus on our body paragraph number 2, yeah, which the controlling idea or the central idea in that paragraph is how community service improves higher education and career prospects. So how community service can prove beneficial for students who want to opt for higher studies, that is universities, and students who don't want to opt for higher studies but want to straight off start doing work or looking for employment. So how it can be a differentiating factor in either of the cases in question. So let's go into the body paragraph 2 and do the same here. So you have 3 sentences labeled A, B and C that are good sentences to go in a paragraph, and you see the topic sentence in blue. I want you to order A, B and C in a way that everything together makes a good coherent paragraph. Take your time, pause the video if you like, but do it honestly and diligently. Hopefully you might have tried and got the same answer what I have, and which is the correct order of the sentences after the topic sentence is C, B and A. So C is again explaining the topic sentence in a little more detail. Amidst fierce competition for university seats, admissions council have increasingly begun to lay importance on applicants who have certain degree of experience in community improvement projects apart from academic performance. So it's trying to explain how community service can be a differentiating factor if you want to go for university admission or higher studies. And then there are 2 sentences which are quoting examples of surveys and focus groups respectively that directly support the benefits of community service for university education and for employment, both. So first is a CNN survey found that above 90% of successful applicants to Ivy League universities had a significant amount of volunteering experience. So this directly supports or backs our topic statement. And the last sentence is talking about a focus group study conducted by Fortune magazine, which revealed that about 75% employers preferred candidates who have participated in charitable projects. So the first survey of CNN is talking about how it helps candidates become better prospects of getting admissions in good universities. And the last sentence, which is a Fortune magazine example, is talking about an example or increasing prospects of people who have engaged in community service for getting better employment opportunities. So that's how my body paragraph 2 comes about. And let's also try to see how the coherence works in body paragraph number 2. Okay, everything highlighted is the key phrases of the topic sentence. So involved in community work, charities, important differentiating factor for those seeking to enter university. So how community work is going to help you to become good candidates that will get admissions in highly rated universities, and everything in black explains that about university prospects due to your engagement in community service. This is a next part of the same topic sentence. So one part is university benefits of community service. The next part is those who want to start to work after high school, how can they benefit because of community service? And the last sentence, which is talking about a focus group, most of the employers preferring candidates who participated in charitable projects or social work, is directly supporting the point that if you engage in community service, you have good prospects to get into full-time employment or jobs. So take your time, if you will, and you read it in detail, analyze it in a little more detail, but since I have a limitation of time and to keep this video short, I will move on. So that's how our essay has developed. We have a nice introduction which says that I completely lend my support to this idea. I have a good body paragraph number 1, which is talking about mostly the benefits or the skills that students in high school would develop to deal with challenges of everyday life at work and in personal relationships. And we also have the second body paragraph, whose central idea is how community work and charities would be an important differentiating factor for those willing to enter university or looking to start work. Now, what is remaining is the conclusion. What conclusion should have is nothing but all the highlighted parts that you see on the screen in a reworded fashion. So paraphrased. You can't repeat the same sentences or the phrase again and again. It's not a sign of a good candidate or a high score. If you want a high band score, it's good that you paraphrase all the highlights or the yellow highlighted parts in your own words. So conclusion should have your position, that is your view, vis-a-vis the view given to you by the question, and it should also have the key points discussed in both the body paragraph to back your position. So the first part highlighted in blue, to conclude, I agree that high school curriculum should require learners to work as volunteers. So it reinforces my position. It tells it summarizes my position for the reader and reinforces that yes, I am in complete agreement with the solution given in the question, that it's a good idea to have community service in high school. The second part that you see highlighted, this will help them develop their all-round personality. So this is talking about the central idea that we discussed in body paragraph number 1, developing your skills, developing your personality so that you become good employees at work and you become good human beings in personal relationships. So you develop your all-round personality. And the last part, which in turn could strengthen their chances of entering top universities and finding employment. So the last part is summarizing my central idea of body paragraph number 2, which is all about your university and future work prospects if you choose community service. So this is how everything comes together, and that's what makes a good essay which has both coherence within each paragraph and cohesion when taken all together. So cohesion means, do you have a clear position stated in the introduction or not? And is your position then strengthened or sustained using your body paragraphs or not? And that is clearly what we see here. We have a clear position in agreement, and we support our position with our two central ideas in each body paragraphs. And finally, the conclusion gives everything together in a smaller, more condensed package. So that's a sign of a good high level essay. Anything which would score band 8 and above for sure. Yeah. So just again a summary. That's the introduction having 3 sentences. That's my body paragraph number 1, whose controlling idea is, how does it help you to gain skills to become better at work and personal relationships? That's my body paragraph number 2. And the central idea here is how community service improves candidates' higher education and career prospects. So getting admissions in universities or getting employment opportunities, how does it help you in that? And finally, the conclusion, which restates our position vis-a-vis the view given to us in the question. And it also gives the 2 key ideas discussed in central paragraphs, 2 main body paragraphs. So take a little more time if you need, pause the video and read everything so that it makes sense. Okay, let's move ahead. So that's what makes a good body paragraphs. But what was needed for those body paragraphs and a good essay? A nice strong plan, because without a plan you would get lost in a maze of random ideas. So if you don't want to do that, and since you only have 40 minutes, so you also have a time constraint to give them a good essay, a strong essay with your position clearly stated and reinforced in the body paragraphs, summarized again in the conclusion, you will have to go with a strong, a robust plan even before you start writing. Yeah. So go through my last video if you don't have a clear idea on how to prepare a nice essay plan. So just to test your concepts of this video, I have a short test. Take this, try all the questions if you like. So number 1, refer to the essay introduction on the left made for the task below. Prepare a conclusion including all the highlighted parts paraphrased. So that's the introduction, which is a high level introduction for the task that you read. Government should spend money on railways rather than roads. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement? Again, there is a suggestion given to you and you are asked, how far do you agree that it's a good idea to only spend money on railways rather than roads? You see an introduction with all the highlighted parts that need to be there in a conclusion. And your job is to prepare a conclusion from the introduction. So try to paraphrase all the highlighted parts in your own words and prepare a nice conclusion. Add your attempts or your answers in the comment boxes below this video, and I will try to reply to each one of those. Great, let's move on. So pause the video if you like, but I'll try to move on because of the shortage of time. Number 2, so you have an essay plan on the left and you have topic sentences for each of the central paragraphs. Your job is to study the essay plan closely. So just study what is my view, what is my position, and the question that I have my plan on is this. So it's this question depending on which I have made a plan. Study the plan, study both the topic sentences of central paragraphs. Your job is to populate the remaining sentences in each paragraph in a way that both the central paragraphs are cohesive and both stick to the plan. Yeah. Okay, on to our last question, number 3. Refer to the essay plan on the left, and it's the exact same essay plan. Your job is to make introduction and conclusion by referring and resorting to the plan that you see on your screen. So the plan clearly states the introduction and the position. You have to make at least 2 or 3 sentences in the introduction. Introduction should clearly state your position, your view, and the 2 key ideas that you will discuss in the essay. Conclusion should again restate your position and restate the central ideas around which you have populated your essay, or you have supported your essay thesis. Great. Hope everything, and you can drop in your attempted answers in the comment boxes below the video. I will try to read them and reply as much as I can. So a recap of all the concepts covered in this video. In this video, we learned how to organize body paragraph based on your essay plan and essay introduction. We also learned the importance of topic sentences for coherence as well as cohesion. So coherence is something which mostly goes within each paragraph. How do your sentences within each paragraph relate to each other? Cohesion is a little more a larger concept which takes multiple paragraphs into consideration. Yeah. How to restate your position and keep points in your conclusion. So that is what all the 3 or the key central ideas that we discussed in this video. Hope you might have become clear on how to give a good opinion kind of an essay. Yeah, if you don't, please try to rewatch the video as much as you like until you're absolutely clear. Yeah, and let's look at what's next in store as far as the videos on this channel are concerned. I plan to make a video based on 3 possible responses to the same opinion task. So I will take the same essay question which we saw in this video and give you 3 possible responses, all are high band responses. Yeah, it can have 3 different opinions, but how do you structure your body paragraphs and your conclusions depending on your thesis statement? That is what will be covered in the next video. That's my plan. And I also deep dive into discussion cum opinion essays. So all essays which have task statements such as discuss both views and give your opinion kind of essays. So that's my plan as far as the future videos are concerned. Thanks a lot for joining me in this video, and hope these videos are helping you inch closer towards high band for your IELTS. Yeah, and that's our Facebook page and our Twitter handle, and some related videos and topics, thumbnails that you see related to the videos which were covered in this video. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Take care. Happy learning. Goodbye.